subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man.
Donnie Houston.
Yeah, man, it's going down. It's Donnie Houston podcast. I am Donnie Houston. Check it out, man. We got a real special guest today, man. Check it out. Hey, man, some Hiram Clarke business going on up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? We got an OG representing that Clarke. You know what I'm saying? OG to the SLAB game and all that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, Too Fancy. What's going down?
What's up, man?
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling pretty good this time. You know what I'm talking about? I've been meaning to get up here at you.
Yeah.
I just want to say, man, you done had some icons in here, man. Some of my partners, man. And Hatter, man, that Hatter was around when Curtis got off Rap-A-Lot, right? Big Mello. And we was trying to throw him a surprise listening party. You know it's hard as hell to surprise this man. You know, we already had like little shit going on, stuff going on that we had to be careful about anyway. Ain't got nothing to do with the music and all that shit. So we trying to plan a surprise listening party for this man. And I don't like lying to the nigga, you know what I'm saying? this my friend, man. I don't like so I lied to this man all week to the point where I didn't want to look him in the face, you know what I'm saying? So it got to the point where he was thinking that RB and everybody was plotting up something on him, like not nothing joyful, you know what I'm saying? So they get the contract straight with the Rap-A-Lot situation and bringing him back to the South to do the party. He excited, you know what I'm saying? He got off his contract, he ready to get on, he got the album cocked and shit. All I was worried about is they gonna have them cars on the street. But when we got back over there, wasn't no cars around. I said, okay, we can sell it if it ain't no cars around. So we pull up, man, and when we get back, everybody inside the studio, but ain't no cars outside. So we get out the car, the vibe is weird. And he fool, you know. So he like, I know it's some bullshit going on, but he taking that shit the wrong way. He taking it like, man, y'all motherfuckers finna try to get me in some shit or something. But he don't think me, you know, me and him down. So he trying to get me amped up with him. And so I can't really just come out and say, nigga, chill out, man, they throwing you a party. I'm trying to save it to the last minute. But he was tripping, like he was tripping to the point where I almost had to say, man. And they were like, man, what's wrong with you, man? You tripping? What you tripping on? But the vibe, if I was him, I'd have had the same vibe, you know what I'm saying? Because we pull up the studio, always people at the studio. So they had to hurry up and open the gate up and let him see what was going on, because he was finna take it the wrong way. Man, once all them people came out there and started hugging on them, I'm dying laughing though, because I knew where the shit was finna go. And they was like, ooh, Sid Banks, you bitch ass motherfucker. You been riding around with me all week, nigga. I said, man, it was hard, man. And we went back there, and Haller was a part of Crazy C. It was like a lot of people came. I think Biden and them came over there. And that's when they picked the songs. You know, we got in our mind the songs that we think, but we ain't no damn DJs, no disc jockeys, but we already in our mind like, nigga, they gonna like this one, they gonna like that one. But we got all the sinister, crazy shit that we think that the radio's supposed to like. But they picked the Sucker Free. That was like, wow, because we wrote Sucker Free on the loop. You know, back in the day, you do the 610 loop. You rent your car, you get full, you do the loop and write music, play the track over and over and over. And we was messing around with the Rolling Stone. You know that
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really messing around with the song. He driving. And then he started messing around with the song. I always mess around. I put that tab, once we get back to the hood, I put that tab up, don't remember or nothing. And when we got to the studio one time, he actually had it in his head how it went and everything. So they picked Sucker Free, and it was another one that was nice, man. They was running on the radio, but Hatter was a big part of that, and Crazy C and a couple other disc jockeys. So shout out to Hatter, man. I seen you had Charlotte on there, my homegirl South Park, Charlotte, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Charlotte been outside since day one, like one of the only females holding back when you'll get robbed for having a nice car, you know what I'm saying? And Charlotte used to come down with that tricolor grill on that Fleetwood, man, be it the function, be it the, you know what I'm saying? And let me see who else you had on. You had Youngster on here, my partner Youngster. Youngster used to rock on the West when it was the Wild Wild West, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Youngster, man. And then my other partner, player partner, Don Key. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I see Key on here, man. So you had some icons on here that I really cut for. There's a couple other people, but them the ones that at this time I can remember that I watched it over and over because of the love a nigga have for him. Yeah.
Man, appreciate it, man. Nah, I appreciate you coming through, man. Like I say,
man.
being from the clock, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, this some hard clock business going
Yeah,
on right here, man.
I was gonna come rock with you when you reached out. I had a couple of partners telling me about your moves you was making anyway, you know what I'm saying? So once you reached out, I was like, yeah, man, I always like to support what people got going on and they serious about it. You know, you start spending your money on your stuff and dealing with how it goes, that makes me be like, I wouldn't mind reaching out when people stepping up, and because it's a struggle doing stuff yourself, you know what I'm saying? And once you make it past, because you can get discouraged real easy, you know what I'm saying? And once I see people keep on pushing, I really don't mind rocking with them because there's so much stuff going on today that can distract you from doing something that's a dream, or, you know, I'm talking about, man, we don't have that. We ain't raised to just push through it. We raised to the point where, boy, ain't nobody never did that before. You ain't nothing but a fool. You wasting your money on that. You too old. You know, we'll hit you with that with the quickness. You too old to be turning them tables. You know what I'm saying? So we have to block that out because that's a black thing, man. Other race of people be off into all kind of stuff, man. I see them. I'm at the house. I'm a guy big on watching the car, like when they fixing up the cars and stuff. And I sit there and look, and I see older white people spending hundreds of $1,000s on one car. When they get through fixing the car, guess who's more excited than the person who paid for the car? The wife, the kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking these folks old, man. 67 years old. They spent $100. Now you can imagine a black woman, you with a woman, and you spend $100,000. You think she gonna be excited when they pull that money? The hell you mean? Y'all finna get a divorce, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The car gonna be nice, but your lady ass is gone. You know. So we gotta break ourselves out of that, man. That's a black thing. We gotta get off of that, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't too old for nothing. If you make you happy and it ain't interfering with your, you know, day-to-day responsibilities, if you in a relationship, you know, everybody ain't married or with kids or whatever. But I'm a type of person, I let, man, don't do that, man. Because, you know, you feel it, you can do it, and it ain't harming nothing at your home or whatever you got. Man, we need to get off of that, man. I was talking about we too old for something. You know, we'll say that with the quickness.
Yeah,
as soon as you trying to push something, man, if you still mess with them terms, man, you too old. Or you still be rapping. Man, if you got something to say, somebody listening. You know, you just got to get your fan people that who rocking with you. You might don't get the people that like him, but just some people want to hear what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? That's my outtake on it. I don't rock with it.
For sure. But man, tell me, you know, were you born like over here in Hiram Clarke, or did you?
Nah, man, I'm from Louisiana, man. I'm from the country. Like when it get dark, you can't see your hand in front of your face. You know what I'm saying?
What part of Louisiana?
I'm from North Louisiana, like Rayville, Monroe, I-20. Shout out to Richard Parrots. Yeah, but I came up here like a little kid, man. I grew up with my grandparents and them, but I came up here as a youngster. And my people say, oh, he'll be back. You know, because all my family up there. So when I came down here, man, and I seen them street lights on, and I seen kids outside playing that's my age, but it's 10 o'clock at night, they outside playing. I was like, oh, man, my grandma them called me and say, when he coming back? I sent him a bus ticket. And my mama gave me the phone. I told my grandma, I said, man, I ain't gonna be able to come back. She said, what you mean? I'm telling you, it's girls outside my age playing. You know where I'm from, ain't nobody outside.
Ain't how it is, huh?
Yeah, you mean you coming in out 5:30 before it get dark, you know what I'm saying? And so I was like, I've been up here ever since. I done lived all over here, man. Foxwood, down by the dead end. I'm talking about, man, Alameda Plaza. I lived in Chateau Village, Aristocrat. You know, I done live all around here, man. Sunnyside. When I first touched down as a real little kid, I grew up in Sunnyside. And shout out to Shamara Street, man, Sunbeam, Byberry, you know what I'm saying? I grew up out here, man, all off Scott. But when I was old enough to pay attention to what's going on, I'm from Alameda Plaza. And that's why I claim Alameda Plaza, because I was...
At that time, what, this like middle school or what?
Elementary, like 4th or 5th grade.
Still elementary, okay.
Me and Mello them started out in 4th or 5th grade, man. Over there, Anthony Blackman and, you know, Dennis Griffin. And I grew up, well, you were young enough to pay attention to what's going on, you know what I'm saying? So that's why through my whole career, I always claimed Alameda Plaza. You know, by way of Buffalo Speedway, but I was in the Plaza first, and then my mom, some years later, she moved off of Buffalo, like in the heart of the Clark. But You know, I grew up where I learned how to watch out for myself and different stuff in Alameda Plaza.
So okay, y'all in the plaza. So you and Mello, y'all the same age.
Mm-hmm.
Man, okay. So how you end up meeting Big Mello? Like y'all neighbors or
Oh
what?
my God, man. Like I say, I moved over there, man. That Alameda Plaza is different from any. Okay, I'm gonna make an example where you can understand. You know how California, like Compton is Compton, right? And then the Bay Area is the Bay. You know that ain't the same. And people say, "Oh, you going to California?" No, nigga. The Bay Area is Alameda Plaza. You see what I'm saying? And all that other shit is South Central, but the Bay Area, Alameda Plaza is Bay Area, nigga. Player shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I moved to the Plaza, they got a whole nother way of how they do shit around there. So Curtis and them used to pile up at the store, man. I'm a young nigga, I ain't got nothing going on. You know, my mama be gone. And they had all them nice bikes and shit out there. So I always walk by and say, damn, I wanted that bike. So I took a bike. They had a gang of them. I took one of them motherfuckers. So I take it back to where me and my mama stay. And I got some, I don't know what kind of paint that was, man, but I tried to spread and like camouflage and shit. So if I pull out, it won't just, in my mind, you know, like young folks thinking. So I done went in there and doctored on the thing and sprayed on it for 2 days, man. And one Saturday, I wanted to pull out. I pulled out on that bike, man, and messed around and went down the main street. I'm going to Missouri. I'm going somewhere, but this the route I got to get out of here to get where I'm going. And I went down the main street and they out there hooping. I don't know these niggas, they out there hooping, but these the same niggas be in the store spending a bunch of quarters on all these games all day and shit. So I come down the street and I think it was Gerald. It may be Icewater, you know, them my partner, he passed away, but one of them walked out there and say, Curtis, this your bike? Now mind you, in my mind, this my bike. It's been in my bedroom, I've been staring at this motherfucker. This, you know, I done programmed myself, this my bike. So they say, man, this your bike. So Mello, they hooping, he put the basketball down, he say, show is. So I'm still don't want to give up the bike. So they like, man, get off this bike, man, you stole this bike. So for some reason, I just don't want to let the bike go. So they bomb on the nigga. I had one hand on the steering wheel, I want to let the bike go. So I'm trying to get him off me, and Gerald and mama came outside, and his sister came outside, Tiffany. They said, y'all leave that boy alone, why y'all jumping on that boy? And Curtis said, Mom, he got my bike. So I wouldn't let the bike go to the point where they had to go in the garage and get tools to take all the pieces off the bike, and I think I had the steering wheel or something. But I went home, man, crying, mad. I walked way back, because I stayed in the front of the plaza. There was some townhouses. And my mom was like, boy, what's wrong with you? So I couldn't tell her exactly what's wrong, but she knows something wrong. So, man, the next day, they knock on my door. And my mom was like, she think, since he done moved on, he done made friends. So my mama like, said, come on, it's some little boys I didn't want to chop it up with you. So when I look out the window, it's them same niggas. She thinking it's gonna be some pleasant shit. I'm like, man, I don't feel like dealing with these niggas no more, so I go outside. So they say, man, what's your name? So I tell them my name. So they say, man, why you just didn't let the bike go? You know what I'm saying? So I'm on defense, because I'm like, I remember what happened yesterday. And Curtis started laughing. He said, come here, man. He told me his name. He shook my hand. He said, man, you crazy as hell, man. Where you from? So I told him where I was from. He said, man, why you didn't just let that bike go? And I kept saying, that's my bike. And they like, man, this nigga lying. This a whole nother day. This nigga still out there lying. I'm like, man, that was my. And they were like, man, look, man, come on, man. You can rock with us. And we went to the park, hooped, and I wound up being like one of the best friends with all Dennis Griffin, Raymond from there, DJ Al. Like, we was all around the same age, Big Smooth. And man, but that experience was crazy over there. But they embraced me, man, around there, man, and took a lot of shyness out of me. I didn't know I was an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? You know, you get to hang around people and they peep something in you. So, but the Plaza brought it out of me. You know, it brought the shyness out and everything. But me and Curtis wound up being super tight. That's when his mama, his sister, my mama, my sister. You know what I'm saying? So we had a lot in common, man. We'll eat up all the food at my house. My mama cuss our ass out, then we go to his house, eat up all that shit. You know what I'm saying? His mama run our ass out there. So we just started being, man. My first day of school, man, on the yellow bus going to Peterson. They ranking on a nigga. You know, I ain't got my shit. I'm still with my country vibe. But where I'm from, this shit player. Man, they roast the nigga on the bus. Fire my ass up, right? They going so hard on me, a couple of my partners feeling sorry for me. But they don't understand, I'm from the Louisiana. I'm from this shit. my whole family get on. You know what I'm saying? So they looking at me like, cause I ain't saying that, I'm feeling
Sizing
this.
niggas up,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
gonna be all right, man. But they don't think so. Mello, man, he want to fight. So we go to school, get it out. Then the next morning, I take me a beer to the head. You know, my mom's be going to work all the time. I drink her shit.
Wait, what age is this?
I'm in the 4th or the 5th grade, one of them. This is my first time riding the yellow bus with
Wait, but I'm tripping on the hitting the bill though.
Hell yeah, I had to get my shit back on track.
When you start
I'm
doing
from
that?
the country, man. We drink.
Yeah, for sure,
So
yeah.
I hit me a couple of cold beers out my mom's icebox. I'm ready. So we get back on the bus. Now, mind you, the bus driver laughing and shit. The other day, all this shit was ticklish to her. You know what I'm saying? So I get on that motherfucker. I'm ready this time, but don't nobody know. So another person get up thinking they finna get some shine off a nigga. Man, I cut in on their ass. I'm talking about I cut in on 2-3 people. I was like, it's wide open this time. So the lady say, young man, you need to be quiet and sit down. So I turn around and fire her ass up. And when I fired up the grown-up that was driving, that's when Mello and them said, ooh, boy, this nigga damn. So I just go off, right? So the lady stopped the bus, kicked me off the bus. But she didn't think that they was going to get off the bus with me. Mello and one of the other partners get off the bus. Man, you know how hard it is to walk from Alameda Plaza through Townwood to Peterson to Alameda Manor?
Yeah.
We had to walk to school. But they didn't never let me back on the bus. They let them, they kicked them out for a couple of days. They had to bring their mom and them up there. But they didn't never let me back on the bus. So my mom's had to make arrangements for me to, to get to school. But that was like some of the first incidents with making friends with them and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So that shit was wild, man. But after that, they realized, man, that nigga hold his own. Right? We ain't worried about saying no more. Like, oh, nah, you gonna keep your comment to your motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so Mello, I always heard he was like a kid that was always kind of just like live and
He wasn't shy.
dancing and all this type of stuff.
He wasn't shy, man. That nigga get it popping. You know, hanging around him, it'd be like, man, this nigga crazy. When he first just, them house parties, man, Curtis would cut loose. And I'd be like, man, this nigga crazy. Because ain't no way in the hell I'm going to go over there and do all that shit, all them people looking. You know what I'm saying? So, me and him would go off to ourselves. And his dad, you know, his dad and them used to be like blues entertainers and had clubs and record shops and shit. So we'll get in there, man, and I'll catch a vibe with him. And he'd be like, damn, Sid, that's cold, man. And he would pump me up, his moms and them. And they started, as time went on, they made me feel like I had something. My mama say, I always told you, but you act so shy, I quit trying to force you to vibe, you know what I'm saying? So Curtis used to come get ideas and steps and shit from me. That made me feel good because when he go to the talent shows, he'll do that shit. And when he see me, only people knew was people in the plaza because I wasn't going to do too much in front of a whole lot of other people. When they come back, they say, man, that boy did that shit you be doing up at the park. And I said, man, you lying. And when I see Curtis, he be like, man, it went down. I wrecked them boys. And then what really brought me out my shell, man, we was hanging at McGregor Park, man. We up at McGregor. I'm talking about blitz. Like, we be in McGregor Park, gone.
Wait, how old are y'all?
We was coming out of middle school coming out of elementary going into middle school.
So at that point, y'all still drinking beers and all that?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, we're going to fade the bill. But the OGs go to the park and show off their cars. So Mello going to be riding with somebody. We're going to go to that park, man. We get into that park. So we get to the park. All Curtis got to do get out the car. And once he gets in, a crowd coming. So I was sitting over there with the old heads. You know, I'm from the country, man. I sit there and drink with the old heads, listen to Zap and all that shit. So the crowd, it got hyped. So we get up, because we going to always support Curtis, man. We get up and go over there. Man, let's see what this nigga doing. Man, we walk over there. That boy say, that one face DJ Action, all this shit. Like, this a long time ago shit. That boy say, man, I bet y'all can't. This nigga put me on the spot. He say, I bet you can't fuck with him. So the people looking around like, him? They don't even know me. And Curtis say, shit, you can't fuck with him. He dancing against niggas and all kind of shit. So I'm looking like, man, why did he keep pointing over at me? So they like, man, this nigga right here, man, this nigga don't look like he can do nothing, man. And Curtis just wired me up, said, tell him, man, just. And then the old heads that drove us out there say, shit, said, man, you might well gonna do something, man. He done put you on the spot now. So I'm looking at the competition, and I'm shy, but I'm looking, and they ain't doing nothing that's making me like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? So they doing their thing, and they family supporting them and that. And I'm saying to myself, man, I tear these niggas' ass up. So they doing their thing, So I go out there and do a few things, man. Blew that shit, crossed the road, and Curtis the people that hang around me already knew it just when I was gonna get comfortable enough to get on in front of people. So I go out there because I didn't want them to leave and start lying in them schools that they did. Because, you know, nigga get back to his school and say, yo, man, that nigga I did. I'm like, nah, you ain't finna get away with this shit. So I turn up right quick, like turn up real hard right quick.
So wait, this is going into, you say this is going into middle school.
Yeah, we probably like a year in the middle school. When they start letting us ride to third ward and shit like that, we probably like in the 7th, 8th grade, shit like that.
And so that time, this is when you going to what, Johnson?
Yeah. Because I supposed to went to Darling, but Golightly and their mama had filled out some papers for me to go to school with them. There's some cats in the players I grew up with. Family, man, good people, man. They from Dallas, Fort Worth. Shout out to the Golightly family, man. R.I.P. to Rodney Golightly. Yeah, so that's when the OGs start taking us around. They see we can hold our liquor. You know, we ain't just embarrassing everybody and throwing up and shit.
Are they riding slab at this time, or what they?
It wasn't slab, but they had nice cars. See, that slab came a little later. That's what people don't understand when we talk slab talk. It ain't no disrespect to people had nice cars. At first, people had nice cars. You know, 30s and Vols, Trues and Vols, inches. No, people had nice cars. The game didn't change yet. So, you know, you go get your nice car, got nice paint on it, got you some wheels in your motherfucking closet speaker in the back. You know what I'm saying? Everybody used to have that house speaker in the back and all that. That was what the business was at the time. But when the homies knew them changed that shit up, you just was gonna change that shit up. You wasn't gonna feel comfortable riding back through like it was at first because they cars getting a lot of attention, a lot of discussion. People all in middle school and high school talking about this shit. So, you know, it made folks start going back to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Randy Orn and them and all them OGs that kind of got that shit going.
When you start seeing them in the Clark, you know, pulling out the slab, how old are you at that time?
It wasn't too far from that. I was in the 8th grade. It was about 8th grade, end of the 7th, beginning of the 8th grade. And I was already familiar with the cats that done it. They hadn't changed the style up yet. You know, they cars was still on the basic level. You know, that age, you just got a car, that's enough. You know, that's his car. You know what I'm saying? And Smith and Kenny Bell, you know what I'm saying? Pooh and all them cats, man. When they came back around that second go around, that shit got crazy, man. Because Smith used to come through the plaza all the time. And he say, man, I put my car in the shop. Everybody put their car in the shop. Everybody gonna boast about their car being in the shop. So, you know, folks, oh, okay, cool. And he kept saying, y'all gonna see. So, you know, he's hung with him and Kenny Bell, all them was like super tight. So, man, when they pull that shit out.
Just the Cutlass.
The Cutlass, the Regal, the Grand Prix, you know, it was about 6 or 7 of them motherfuckers. They was all in cahoots. So they made sure when they rolled out that we all got the full effect. I knew his car was gonna be nice. I didn't know it was gonna be like that. I didn't know he was gonna change that shit up. Man, I walked on the side of this man's car, man, he had no door knobs. And I was like, how the fuck he gonna open the door? As a nigga my age, I'm like, how the fuck he gonna open it? It looked player, but how you gonna open the door? And then what made him cut the top off? This is my first reaction when he pulled up. And I'm like, damn, it looked stove from standing back, but I'm like, okay, what he gonna put back on it when it rains? You know, I'm a young nigga, so I'm like, this shit look cool, but hot wet. So, man, as I'm just walking back and forth around the car, and the first slab I drove was Kenny Bell. Kenny Bell sent me to the store, don't know I don't drive. You know, he see me so much, he said, man, go to the store and get this, that, and other.
Wait, so you seeing Smitty and Kenny Bell and them, they just coming through the hood and just
all the time.
just pulling up, kicking it?
All the time. All the time. They come through all the time. You know what I'm saying? So this time they came over there after they done stunned it. You know, they looking real good this time. They got their shit on, they cars holding. You know, it's one of them Friday nights in the plaza right before it get dark. The plaza going down, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna lie to you, on a regular night it go down. So when they pull up, man, all the females coming to the front, kicking it, you know what I'm saying? So Kenny Bell said, man, go to the store and give me something to drink. Bring this back. He gave me the keys if though, like I already done drove him somewhere. Man, I get in that man car and don't even know how to drive. But I'm finna drive this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I took my time and went to the store at a white Regal. Now picture a white one, 77, the big bite on the ground. On fours with the top off in the blue Recaro anniversary shit. Hey man, I'm trying to tell you what's up, man. I drove that motherfucker and made it safe there back. And when I parked and I got out, I made it seem like I always do that. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nigga that don't know me, that motherfucker like, man, I hope don't nobody come
and you were like 8th grade at this time.
Yeah, 8th grade like a motherfucker. I'm driving that boy car to the store hoping don't nobody scrape or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And after that, man, that's how a couple of years after that, that's how I got my nickname. I think it was that year or the next year, because I always was showing up at functions, trying to get my talent game off and all that shit.
Y'all in the streets, or you still just doing regular kid shit at this time?
Man, that entertainment shit didn't never stop.
Yeah.
No, thug niggas was entertainment.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, like, as far as you though, like getting into like street type shit. Are you into that at that time? Or you still
I'm into that
just
shit, but if it's a talent show somewhere, a motherfucker's
You going there?
I'm going to that shit. I don't give a I catch the bus, the metro. I'm going to that shit. And them niggas used to be pulling up at the shit because they holding, and they always kept seeing me. You know what I'm saying? They was like, "Yeah, you get up here." Like, nigga, I got dropped off. Or, nigga, I rode. You know what I'm saying? And then when they see me, they ain't finna leave until they gonna support. Even if they had somewhere else they finna go, they not leaving until I get through doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And
So you rapping at these talent shows, or what you doing?
like
Dancing,
vibing
whatever.
and all that shit. Yeah, I just want to set it off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how they started calling my nickname Too Fancy. They used to tease me about that because that was his car name was. The colors was Too Fancy. The blue color, yeah. So he used to tease me.
So that color was called Too Fancy.
That car.
Oh, the car was called Too
Colors,
Fancy.
yeah. That slab, that blue one that he dropped.
So he named it Too Fancy.
Yeah, because every time I always be neat and clean and be innocent. So he said, man, that boy said Too Fancy for these fools, you know what I'm saying?
But his slab was called that too, though.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of like his lingo type thing.
Yeah, that's what he had on the license plate.
He had no shit.
Too Fancy for you.
No. Okay. Okay. Talk about Smitty a little bit.
Yeah, Smith was Smith was like some people probably would say he was like a trip nigga, but man, he was just down to earth, man. He act like all that shit supposed to been his. Like how he was living, it was meant for him, man. He didn't never act funny with shit. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you got somebody that gets some shit and you ain't really excited about it because they're a full of shit ass person in the first place. Man, Smith made everybody feel comfortable even though he be on top. Cause you'll be at a function, man, he'll come through there, and if you from that side, he gonna be like, man, come on, give me whatever you want. You know, you never know that pick people up folks be going through shit, man. Smith was one of them niggas, man. He was like one of the livest ones, and then he'll be the one say, man, I'm gonna give him that money, y'all go to the store. You know, he was like that. We be at the party trying to get inside the club. Man, Smith will pull up and be like, man, y'all come on, y'all with me. That's the shit I remember from him, man. You know what I'm saying? So he was larger than life and shit, but he was down to earth, man. He always was trying to help somebody. Look out. You know what I'm saying, man? You trying to fix your car, BC, you trying. That man tell you, man, come around now. I think I got some wheels in the closet. You know, he was a nigga like that. We need a bunch of niggas like that. You know what I'm saying? But he was one of them dudes, man, just down to earth, man. Balling dude, man. Women liked him. People just liked that nigga, man. You know, he knew how to carry what he was representing. He carried it real good, you know. So he had a lot of people that rock with him. He had a lot of soldiers that rock with him. Like, he could get some people fucked up if he wanted to, but his spirit was just, every now and then you're going to have to get a motherfucker up out your face, but for the overall picture, man, Smith was all about balling and sharing and representing the city, representing Houston, man. You know, the whole Houston, what he was trying to do, because he took that show on the road. You know, Smith go to New York and California and all that shit and stand up for us. He'll be a figure around that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. This man will go where all the other famous people at, like basketballs and boxers, and he'll be a nigga now that's holding it down. They respecting him just like everybody in the world respect him. And when he come back home, he don't even cap. He'll sit on the porch with you and blow one. His friends will be talking about that shit. They ain't no big deal to him. He acted like it's supposed to went like that. You know what I'm saying? When he buy all them nice cars and shit, that nigga act like that shit's supposed to be his. You know, ain't no big deal. I'm gonna get him. It's supposed to. He acted like that shit's supposed to turn out like that. So that was something that really drew me to him. He wasn't no capper, man. People want shit so they can come back and shit on folks. You know what I'm saying? He never had that. He never had that vibe, man. Smith always kept it 1,000 with my side, South Park, Sunnyside, Southwest. You catch that nigga anywhere, man. It gonna be some power. Ain't gonna be no depressed, your head down shit and broke shit. Nah. I don't remember that shit. That nigga be like, man, come on in here. And if the people ain't moving around fast enough, you finna get that shit straight. Don't give a damn if they go call the police. You gonna make that bitch sit down, nigga, what we asked for, you need to do it right now. It's everything.
Do you remember any times like that where he kind of where he really got to some straightening up in, you know what I'm saying? To some shit?
All the motherfucking time. Man, you could be having a good time with Smith at a car wash or something, like having, man, people are jealous hearted, man. You got to remember that jealous shit ain't just start. And we could be having a good time, man. Smith got the maize jamming and folks eating and cooking and all that shit. And then all of a sudden, that nigga be over there squabbling. Physically fighting in between some cars, talking about getting it on, fucking up his good clothes and everything. And when he get through, nigga, I told you couldn't do nothing with me. And come right back over there and pull up and sit down and be laughing about that. This is what I remember, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, this man all the way around. He all around. Because some people, they be G on one spot and they don't want none of the other shit, or else they good at this and that, you know what I'm saying? He was all around, man. Player nigga, man. He ain't even had to talk to women. I ain't never seen a man talk to women. Women come and talk to him. Sliding their phone numbers all up on the shit. I'm just saying, that man sit and be talking to us. A woman come over there, hey man, my friend want to see you. My friend wanted to meet you. Oh, okay, then leave the information. He don't stop what we was talking about. They be dime pieces and shit. Shit, bitch, going on here. I'll talk to her later if I want to.
How did he amass that type of like?
I think he was just that type of person anyway. And then once he come out of school, he just grew into what he really was. Cause you can't, that ain't no scripted type shit. You know, that shit got to be in you. You know, what's in you gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? He was too rounded with it to me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, Smith was player made, Hiram Clarke OG nigga, man, H-Town legend, man. And he carried it like that. And I'm quite sure most people you gonna talk to gonna backdoor the same shit I said, because he carried himself like that everywhere he went. You know what I'm saying? He was one of them cats, man. He loved his city, and he always was spreading that love. Stunner. You know what I'm saying? He gonna pull up. If you thought you did some shit, you just hold on for a second. You ain't did shit. You know what I'm saying? Smith gonna pull up, boy. Pull up in anything what you talking about. In his heels. Rolls Royce, whatever they
That's what I gonna ask you. You remember seeing him in the Rolls Royce?
Yeah, man, put them Daytons on there, then he took the D's off and put some swingers on that motherfucker. That shit looked dance on them swingers, boy. I like, damn.
Put the Rolls Royce
that man had some nice cars, man. He always had nice cars, though.
The Benz and all that.
Yeah, man. That man ain't play that shit, man. He ain't play no games, man. All the way around didn't play no games. Yeah, man.
Man, so when you start when did y'all start kind of getting into, you know, dabbling into like all the little the Roches and the still in the, you know,
well, just growing up with my man, what it was, man, you start feeling a certain way when you get big, and then you got to go in the house and be asking your moms for school clothes, money, and all that other shit. You know,
and it's like high school time at this time.
Coming out of middle school, you know what I'm saying, and the clock gonna put some pressure on your ass. Clark gonna put pressure, man. If you at school and looking bobo and shit, man, motherfucker gonna roast your ass every day. If your parents got a regular ass car and they dropping you off and all that, anything that ain't lining up, you finna get your ass roasted. So the Clark was like a little fashion show type shit. You know what I'm saying? It was middle class over here in the Clark. What people didn't understand was the middle class shit, like polos and rugbies and Izards and shit, you know. So even if your peoples can't afford that shit, once you get to school, the pressure on. You know, your mom's done probably got the lights on and some food and shit, but when you get to school, I don't know none of that shit matter. And don't let nobody in your family have no regular ass car. They gonna fire your ass up, you know what I'm saying? And all that old shit. So hanging around the little homies, man, we just thought, well, they basically, a couple of cats that I really was cool with, they already figured out some shit. You know what I'm saying? So they was in motion with some shit, and I'm sitting back watching like, damn, you know, I'm from the country. Where I'm from, you don't fuck with white folks shit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't from where I'm from. We from the country, nigga. Good white folks. So you leave them folks alone. But shit, man, that pressure being a young person growing up out here out the wild, you can be like, oh, nah, you ain't gonna keep stunting on me. Especially if it's a young girl that you like. And then he done went popped the ride and got new clothes, and then she don't even know you exist no more. So in a minute, you're gonna have to get in line and you line this shit up. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Flatface and Gorilla and them and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? My god brother Boone and all them. Just wild niggas growing up. David Jackson, you know what I'm saying, man? Wild nigga shit. Shout out to that boy. So hectic. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we was getting it on, man. Cars and clothes. We was fell in love with cars and clothes, man. Go to that Madison and Yates games. You gotta be ready for the Madison and Yates games, man. You can't be going through that. Either you gonna rock with one of your partners that's already holding, but you ain't gonna want to keep doing that. You might do that shit a couple of times, but after a while, you want the people to see you got your own car. You don't want to be riding around all the time on that passenger side. That shit didn't work back then. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we's been like some car niggas, man. Them niggas out here, oh man. Shout out to True Blue and them, you know what I'm saying? JB, you know what I'm saying? Them boys car niggas out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Jimbo, Pig and them. Yeah, car niggas, man. Been out there on it, man. On that slab shit. But we come a long way with that slab shit, man.
Yeah. So when you start I'm just trying to put all this together. So when you doing the watches and getting into the car theft to get your slab and all that, is y'all getting into the water and all this at the same time? Is all this
Yeah,
all
man,
at the same time?
what happened to Baby Stump out South Park, man? God bless Baby Stump, man, my little homeboy Chris. He moved out here. I think Chris my age, but he was grown. Like, he was advanced than us like a motherfucker. So we was already over there blowing little paper squares or whatever. And Chris moved out here with his people, and it was a business for them. You know, they was selling the amp water. So they stayed down the street from Buffalo from the store, like 4 or 5 houses down, not that far. So we walked down there and get
From
us
the Buffalo store here.
yeah, and get us something to drink and talk. So I think somebody ran out of the sack and all that. He like, man, I got something. So we like, all right, cool, man. He said, come on down to the house. I'm telling this little nigga like an adult, man. So we following him and shit. He raised the garage up, and I had a deep freezer ice box in his garage. So he come out of there, just like I said, he come out of there with the little pen shit. And he said, yeah, man, he ain't telling us what the hell going on. He just said, yeah, man, hit this. So we looking like, man, what you talking about? So we hitting that shit like it's normal. Just like I was telling you earlier. Man, we hit that shit and got stuck out there, man. But him and his people, they sell it. Like where they came from, it's in demand. They really get on with it. And man, we got out there and got stuck, man. Don't want to go home because you don't want your people to know you own some shit. And man, we out there, that nigga had us doing sit-ups like it's a damn aerobics class, like trying to wear that shit down, you know what I'm saying? And then after the fact, a couple of days later, he told me, man, it should have been a bunch of y'all shared that. But he just wanted to get a kick out of seeing niggas get cuckoo, and you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Baby Stump, man. That little nigga there was something else. Good nigga though. Me and Baby Stump used to ride slab. We had a Rivera, I had a Rivera. We used to be in them corners and shit.
So how old are you when you get your first one?
My first car?
Yeah.
My first car, man, I was in middle school. I bought it from Ken and Ray. I bought the car because one of my friends went and pulled a stunt, hit the scene. Then I had another friend pull a stunt, hit the scene. So I was like, man, I was worrying my mom's about the car. I ain't stopped to think she probably barely keeping up with what's going on. So I got on with one of my partners and got some money. I had an OG partner that was, at the time, they was into like the Firebirds and shit. You know, the OGs, like the fast cars, all this shit. So he had a 74 or 74 colors with the round headlights with T-tops and shit. I always liked the car. He was like, said, man, you can get that car. So I'm like, man, stop playing. He said, man, you can get the car if you bring me A, B, and C. I say, man, stop playing, man. He said, I'm telling you, man, but he been saving up money to get him a Firebird. He was going to get a gold one. And then a couple of other partners around the neighborhood, they riding Trans Ams and all that type of shit. So they older. So they done went from fucking around with the colors, they trying to go to the, I said, all right. So I been a few years. I'm like, he ain't really saying shit. Because I'm spending money on tennis shoes and we mess off a lot of money out here, I ain't gonna lie. Growing up with the clothes and shit. So I said, oh man. Like 2 or 3 days later, I go get the money, I come back. He said, man, you for real? I said, yeah, I'm for real. So he fired up, put the battery in and everything. Man, I'm riding around, but I can't take the car home. Because my mama, you know what I'm saying? Once I got the car, I started trying to figure out how I'm going to deal with my mom. So I used to park the car on Buffalo, on the side of the road. And I stayed like behind Buffalo once you cross the bridge, behind like Screw Shop. That's where my mom stayed. So I used to leave the car right there in the nighttime and walk on across the bridge and go home and get up early in the morning and get in the car and ride to school or whatever. So one of my friends' my mom stopped by the house sometime, Bigfoot, shout out to Foot, shout out to Miss Reed, and say, girl, that sure is a nice car you got said. And my mom was like, I ain't got said no damn car. What the hell you talking about? So I'm like, yeah, said got a nice car. He come over here all the time in it. So boy, when I came home that night, my mom was like, nigga, you can cut the bullshit. So I had to walk my ass back around there, get the car, bring it home. And she was worrying about, like, you know, where did I get the money from and all that. So, you know, I curved the story to make it make sense. And she said, just don't drive no more till you get your license. And shit, nigga, it was one of them games, like, I don't know if it was Willie Ridge and so it was one of them games, you know what I'm saying? And nigga burn off and it started raining. Everything was cool. bringing the car home and rain. So when she got off work, she see all this motherfucking rainwater all on the car. So she know damn well ain't raining in the garage, you know what I'm saying? So man, we had a big fallout, and she slick had somebody come over there and take the car while off the car. So when she go to work, I'm out there and the car just turning, it ain't turning over, just so I go back, that nigga, I said, man, you sold me this motherfucking car, it's broke. You know what I'm saying? He come over there and he figured out, man, it's a wire missing. And I'm like, man, I ain't messing no wires. And he had to actually raise the hood and let me see. He said, man, if that little short wire ain't on there, it ain't gonna turn over. I mean, he said, man, your mama took that shit off, nigga, because you don't want to listen, you know what I'm saying? So I went and got my license about 2 or 3 weeks later. Yeah, but that was my first car. I liked that because it was 74 colors, two-door coupe, you know what I'm saying? If I see one right now today, I grab one of them mother boy.
Man, tell me, because you made it was so cool. You were saying, you know what I'm saying, how y'all used to ride, man. You know, you had to put your shades on.
Oh man,
night,
this
you know
is
what
let me see who's
paint that whole picture.
Shout
man.
out to Mervin and Tiny Head, man. We used to at nighttime, man. We used to push our shit back, man. And if you can't get faded and put your lokes, they used to have them little black lokes. If you can't put the lokes on and drive at night, we going from Brayburn on the west all the way to Third Ward and back. Like we moving and grooving, we got shit going on. But whoever driving, you got to put them lokes on. And you can't be running up on shit because the car is fixed up, you know. So man, we used to get faded and put them glasses on and ride, and whoever get in that driver's seat and can't do it, we'll make your ass pull up, man. You gotta get out, man. Riding in the nighttime, fried with the lokes on, man. Come on, man. Niggas don't know nothing about that. Going to the Serb Highs, going to the bootleg, and all that ride back and forth, man. We went back Third Ward like 2-3 times in the evening. Like I'm talking about.
And yeah, and the syrup thing, that's you get into that in the high school. Like how you get introduced to that?
That was coming out of middle school. All this shit, you know.
It's all around the same time.
Yeah, around here, man. If you're gonna test the water, it's gonna be like some middle school before you start getting in high school. The circle I was with, we wasn't no people that was gonna be getting on no shit in the 12th grade. No shit. We was already, cause we be outside all the time, just getting in the shit. You know what I'm saying? The crowd I grew up with, I don't think it wasn't no more crowds like that no more. You know what I'm saying? This like 7th grade, 8th grade type shit. Most of this shit I'm telling you is like 7th, 8th grade type shit, the build up of it. And then once we got to like 9th and 10th grade, you had enough sense to maintain shit, but we was Curious George ass niggas in the 7th and 8th grade, you know what I'm saying? Anything will go. You're just that young and ignorant enough to just be trying shit, you know what I'm saying? So after you get in high school, midway in high school, you got enough sense to know already, I'm on this, I don't need that, this and that and other. But coming out of like middle school, we was like trying all kind of shit and whatever shit you gonna get into. Them the times to get into that shit, man. Growing up out here on the south side of H-Town.
Was the Primos and all that going on around that time?
Nah,
that was later on.
Yeah, that was later on, man. That water and them. This coming up out of them Nick bags and shit.
Out of Nick bag. They had the water in the bag?
No, I'm just saying the Nick bags was popular, $5.
Oh, Louise said, yeah.
And then once that got that's when that water was coming in. You know what I'm saying? But at first, it's them nicks and them dimes, that shit was going. If you got your hustle on, you finna come up. If you was on that shit, you know what I'm saying? And then that water came in, and then once that water started getting real popular, then that's when the crack and all that shit was right after that water, that crack was dangerous. You know what I'm saying? From what I remember, it was the amp and the crack was circulating around the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Did you dabble in? Because I mean, it was so much money. You know what I'm saying? To get
like
out
I say,
of that.
man, I grew up. We was on some bandit shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, cats started hustling and piecing up. That was in my neighborhood. That was later on. You know, coming out the gate, niggas on some bandit shit. You know, dropping nigga ass off in Myland, Champion Forest, Sugarland. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't gonna take that long. Go back and pick a nigga up or whatever. The way we was rolling around here with the circle I was rocking with, they wasn't cooking up no work or no shit like that. They wasn't none of that shit. But when them boys hit the scene, you might think they flipping some, and all that. Nah, them niggas gonna put their hands on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Crowd I grew up with, they were getting it all the way on, man. And it wasn't like it was just like niggas was in their own world. It didn't really seem as bad as it was till people started getting time. You know what I'm saying? You hear about a nigga get some time, you like, damn. All the nigga did was, you know what I'm saying? But when that time make you start thinking like, damn, man, they locked homeboy for how long? So that's gonna put a stain on your brain. You're like, oh shit, man, hold on, let me back away from some of this shit, cause that's a long time. Even though you young, that shit, them boys getting time, man. I got friends getting life sentence, coming out of like ninth grade, 10th grade. I had friends getting life sentence, man. 10, 11th grade, nigga getting life sentence. Now, come on, how you gonna be friends with a nigga and he go to court and they give him life sentence and 25 years and all this shit, man. Come on, man. It'll make your ass go somewhere and sit down for a minute and reevaluate how important this shit is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Growing up over here, it was just different, man.
Was Mello involved with all that while y'all was
Man,
doing
Mello
that?
wild as hell. Now, mind you, this man wild. He got his own damn shit going on. You know what I'm saying? I got my little shit. Mello went to the penitentiary a couple of times.
No shit?
Yeah, come on, man, stop it. Yeah, Mello done kidnapped motherfucker. I'm talking about at the time, it was going down, man. I'm talking about that shit
So Mello was on, he was aggravated. He was on that type of
what
shit.
the hell you mean?
The aggressive shit.
Trying to put some money in his pocket. Shit ain't adding up. What is it? Shit don't pick up, we gonna pick up something. Yo, Curtis was going through his stuff. Curtis done his time and come on back home. He didn't carry himself like, like if you didn't really know, he didn't carry himself like no person that done time, but he done time, man. I don't know if it was once or twice, but I know he went down there a couple of times. At least a couple of times, but I know for sure one time. And when he touched down, the love for the music always drawing back. See, that love for that music, if you really a music head, it'll stray you away from some of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I had got caught up in some shit. And when I came back home, man, the whole time I was down there, what done it for me was, you'll tell somebody like, they playing Big Mike shit. They playing street military shit. You know what I'm saying? Les Money was hot at the time. That's my sister. Mellow shit. So I was like, man, them my peoples. And niggas be, everybody lying down there. So niggas looking at me like I'm lying, and I'm like, I'm taking offense to this shit. I'm like, nah, fool. If you can let me out right now, I jump dead in the car with these people. So everybody treated me like I was a liar. So when I got out, man, I was like, nah, man, I'm finna jump down and then they embraced me when I come home. So I'm doing shows.
Wait. When did you end up going in?
This was when I started wanting to take the music serious and my talent and shit. It was like
No, I'm saying when you had to go sit down and all
like
that.
88. Off in the 88, 89, somewhere off of
back then, okay.
It's been a long time, but I know it's somewhere off in there. Because I supposed to been here to graduate school, deal with my school and all that shit. And when I came home, my partner's hot. They out here, this shit on the radio, they hot, they doing shows, they getting paid. And they was pick me up, like Les Money picked me up. I do gigs with her, she give me some money. I think Les was the first one to actually give me some money for hyping up her show. Then I dipped a few times with Street Military. Shout out to Icy Hot, man, kidnapping them little fleet. And Mello would grab me. Mello grabbed me and put some money in my pocket, you know what I'm saying? So it's a trip to see people really want to see you with some money in your pocket. Because it's one thing to say, oh, man, what's up, be good to see you? And then the phone ain't ringing, the landline, nobody hit nothing. It just was, if I see them somewhere, I'm going to make it seem like, man, it's good to see. But these people was reaching out to me, like, every now and then, 2 cars will pull up. And I have to be, Les will say, he already told me he coming with me. And then I'll be having to fix it where it ain't no hard feeling, man. When I come back, we gonna rock. All right, it start getting like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I realized I must got some because they pulling up. I ain't got to blow them up and try to find them. They was coming to scoop me. So I was like, let me take my little shit serious. People would give me their material. I would go home and memorize because I was like a hype man. So the more of your shit I memorize, the better the show, the performance gonna come across, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I come out the gate, man, on some hype man shit. Shout out to Money and them, man.
What year you came out?
Let me see. Like after 89, somewhere off up in there, like that's when I surfaced back and let people see me out, had my car nice and like I could carry myself like I ain't never went nowhere. But I was about that music. I didn't know how it was gonna work out, but I'm following them about that music. And they were like, man, what's the name recording over here? Ultimate Sounds. You familiar with Ultimate Sounds, man?
Sure.
Ultimate. The first time I recorded was in Ultimate Sounds with Les Money had a nice album out, man. And your first time, you probably want to be in a pre-production. Man, they brought me straight up in there, man. You had 8 Ball MJG and them on one side. You had Curtis down there recording his album with rapper like Man, there was some hot people in there like UGK and them. You know what I'm saying? So that shit is making me feel like I want to spectate. I don't really want to go in here and rap. You know what I'm saying? Once you start going in there looking around, it's like, nah, I don't think I'm ready to come in here. But Mello come out of his session and came down there because Les Money was like, man, come talk to this fool. You know how she talk. So they both of them in the little hallway telling me, man, just go and do your shit, man. So they wired me up enough to do it because I knew they wasn't going to try to clown me. So instead of paying attention to everybody, I just focused my attention on these my peoples right here. And they didn't bring me up here to embarrass me, you know what I'm saying? So it was a symphony. She done Crazy C done the track. Crazy C, they was engineering it. And Crazy C really helped me over the hump because that was my first time behind the glass, everything. And Crazy C was like, man, just go and do it how you be doing it because I be freestyle on the corner and all that shit. And he was like, man, just do it how you be doing it. You know how we be woo-to-woo. And he made me feel real comfortable. So it's like if I made a mistake, he didn't amplify it. You know what I'm saying? So it took me like 2 or 3 takes to actually get through the song and shit. But he embraced me, man. That made me feel real good because he was a hot producer at the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's on a joint. It's a Les Money Talking Shit was the name of the album. Mm-hmm. And it's a symphony. Like it's all kind of people in New York. I'm talking about she mixed it up. And it's called Flows On. And what's cool about it, I was almost last. Like I went and then she closed it out. Through all them hot people that spit, you know what I'm saying? So she was kind of babysitting the nigga and shit. Yeah. But it was cool once I actually heard it. I was like, damn, that's cool. I'm at the end with Les. And then she had us like Hiram Clarke niggas. There was a few niggas from the Clarke. Like Love was on there. Shout out to Love. And another nigga from our side, we grew up together. And it was another cat, it was Love, then it was me, then it was Les. So she closed it out with the city, you know, so that was real cool, man. And you know, shout out to Money, man. That's my sister, Les Money.
Are you going to the studio with Mello when he's going through the whole Rap A Lot thing and getting off the label and that whole?
I was with him for that. Now when he would record, when he was actually with Rap A Lot, I would catch him like at Ultimate Sounds and different places, but I wasn't keyed in like when he done Southside Story. Southside Story, I helped him through the whole thing, and I was done such a good job. I recorded an album called Gemini, so we was making sure we wrapped this up because this was the bread. And then producers and engineers over there was so impressed with how I was helping them out, they gave me an opportunity to record me a track. So whatever Mello gets some downtime or he burn off, because he would burn off a lot. He'll come do a couple of songs, he'll be gone. And they'll say, Fancy, man, you ain't got to sit in here and just, man, come on, search through some of these beats. And I started putting me an album together. And a lot of times he'll come back in there and it'll be a track that ain't come out of his catalog, it's mine. And I'll be in there and he'll try to sit there and see if I got something, like, because it's my solo shit, you know. He'll sit there and look. And every now and then I grab some shit. And he'll be like, you got to let me in on that one. Fancy Things. You know, that was one of the songs that I was going to do it. Knock it out. But Fancy, we had me, Mello, and Flip On You. I think she's from New York. Detroit or New York, one of them. And but if the song jamming, he ain't gonna just let me just kill it by myself. If he walk in and he want to jump down. But at one while I'll be like, nah, man, this me. But then I like, man, if he like it, they must let him in. You know what I'm saying? Because he give me the opportunity to do what I'm doing. So I was just letting him in. Whenever he came in there and wanted to get on side, man, just go on and touch it, man. You know what I'm saying? So me and Mello was working, man. Interrogation made us feel like real artists, man. We was working over there like a job. We'd get there in the morning and leave at night. And Ronnie take everybody out to lunch. At least 4 or 5 days out the week. We over there 4 or 5.
Ronnie Bookman was over there label.
Yeah, man. Take everybody out to eat. I'm talking the people upstairs, everybody out to eat. At least 3 or 4 days out the week.
Can you talk a little bit about Ronnie Bookman a little bit?
Oh, man, good peoples, man. We wind up being family, man. Ronnie had a vision, man. His vision for us was, he had it visualized so good that it's a lot that we didn't see. You know what I'm saying? We just from the hood, wild, like to record, but Ronnie has like tours lined up. He had like a real artist plan set up for us to get to the money. And then we would get into shit and then show up to certain stuff, you know, just trying to really understand that this is our job. You know, we so used to doing shit and make a few dollars here and okay, when money get low, we go do us 2, 3 shows. But Ronnie was trying to make us understand that, hey man, y'all lock in. what you put in it is what you're gonna get out of it. And man, he had like all the big shows. Man, we done celebrity basketball game. That's my first time ever being involved in shit like that. Them South by Southwest shit, man, Mello's been touching that shit. They got something like that. It be in Tennessee. I'm talking about all week. You can go in the room, take a nap, and get up, and then anywhere you go, there's some performing and shit going on. Ronnie had all that stuff lined up for us, man. So it was a big experience to be. That's why I opened up for Ice Cube. All that Ronnie set all that up. I'm talking about we done. Me and Mello went up against Biggie and Puffy and them.
No shit.
At a Box of Balloons or some shit like that. We opened up.
No shit.
And they little Jodeci and Mary and all that. Remember, they was the whole little crew. We done that motherfucker and went off. Man, we didn't went off till the people come back in our room and shake our hand. The hell is you talking about? Let me see, one other people, man. Lorenz Tate and his brother and them. This back when I didn't know he had a brother. Man, we performed at a ranch on the north side. Big old nice place. And we done Sucker Free. Like, this shit new. Ain't nobody heard this shit. But Mello entrusted me to make his show tapes. So I was like, man, we got to put that funk at your mind. We gotta put some of that shit first. But we was so excited about the new album till he was just a Mello like, I want to bust the head. I'm like, now how it's going to be is we got to play the shit that they used to, and then we're going to slide this shit. So he entrusted me to make the show tapes, and he had started letting me make like a lot of show tapes for him. So we put Funk With Your Mind and another song that they already, they when they come on, they like it. They know it's him and they like it. And then at the end, I put a half of a new song, and then we done one whole song that was new. And the way it came across, he was tripping because it was my thought. And man, we going through that motherfucker, and he paying attention to the crowd. They never fell off. It's like everything that we done, they liked it. Even when it went to the new song, I had a pause so we can explain to them what's going on. So when we went in that Sucker Free, boy, Mello seen all them people, they would vibe with us, and he looked back at me like, you bastard. I said, yeah, I know what I'm doing, nigga. We don't want to do too much dipping. We want to keep it all the way, and then short. We ain't want to drown them out. We gonna hit him. Man, appreciate y'all. We out. He didn't want to do that. I said, we do it like that. Trust me, man. They gonna respect that because it's other people that got to perform, and we don't want to sound like we hogging it because this our city and you Big Mello. I say, just do it like that. And then he listened to me sometime. And when he done it like that, he seen the effect it had. Because we got through, shit, the people followed us over there and want to talk and take pictures and shit. Because we didn't wear them down. We left something to make them be like, oh, man, I wonder what, they want to know what's up with that new album. Because the way it was presented, you know what I'm saying? Now, we just got up there and done the whole damn new album. We'd have burnt them. They'd have been all out. They wouldn't have understood it. But we gave them enough to make them be like curious like a motherfucker. So, yeah, man, Ronnie used to plug up. With Mello and Ronnie, them made me feel like I was a superstar. I was on my way. And everything, man, we get hotels, the people, radio station, if you go out of town, they pay for our room, the transportation, then you get paid. I mean, I'm like, man, this the life. So me and him used to bump heads like, man, you need to take your shit a little more serious, man. They ain't just doing this for niggas because they nice looking. You know what I'm saying? Folks ain't just wasting their money. They see something in you. If you ain't got to, that boy ain't even have to pay for haircuts and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting in the background paying attention like, man, this what the business is. You getting paid and you ain't even have to go in your pocket and do nothing.
Was Mello not really taking it too serious, or what was going on?
He understood what it was, but Mello was like a street person, too. You know, hood nigga with a bunch of talent. And see, one thing about when you crossing over into the industry and you finna try to get that paper, you gonna have to curve some of that shit. Because people waiting on that. They waiting on that side of you. They waiting on it. Man, we did a show one time out of town, man. We had Ronnie's whole family with him, man. Ronnie don't never bring his family with him. We had the lawyer with us and everything, man. Now, me and Mello, we'll go out of town. I don't give a damn if it's a hole in the wall, whatever. It be thug niggas, gangbangers. We go anywhere where we gonna do our shit that we agreed to do. And this time, we had Ronnie. Ronnie wanted to come. For some reason, he wanted to come. So he rented something, and we all go out of town. Everything going pretty cool. But Curtis, Mello full, man. I'm full too. I'm not dumping it on him. We full, but I'll be like level-headed. I kind of pay attention to what's going on. We go inside.
Yeah, y'all was still on water at this time? What was going on?
We fuck with it every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were gonna be full. Whatever it was, we was feeling
It was
good.
gonna be on it. Yeah.
Yeah, so we go in the club, man. We going on stage and do our thing. I'm talking, we rock this shit. We rock this shit. Man said when y'all get through where you go, you come out of the office and you go up on the stage. When you come off the stage, you go back down in the office. Man, when y'all come back, I had y'all envelopes for y'all on the desk. Okay, so we going up there. I'm talking, we giving it to that. This one of them towns where they like all that shit. They like the thuggish shit. They like, you know what I'm saying? So we get through, we go down there. The man just give us the envelopes, man. If Mo Dang, if they look, they know I'm not lying. They just give us the envelopes, man. We come through the side where the pool table was. It was more acts went up there, and they was saying fuck something, but this was a part of their act. They was saying they was talking some rowdy ass shit. So me and Curtis standing by the pool table, and you got to kind of look around to see what's going on the stage. Mello immediately thought they said fuck us. So I don't quite understand what they saying either at the time. So I'm like, man, fuck it, we done got paid. Let's just get the hell out of here. So Curtis snuck over there. Well, man, he got his lawyer with him. Man, Curtis take one of the pool sticks out of the out of the little thing that they have in, and hit some cat, big old nigga, like he was like a D-boy, like he rocked this town, this little town is his town. Man, Curtis hauled off and hit the man in the face with the pool stick. Man, them people mobbed their ass in that motherfucker, man, through chairs. We had to get down. You know what I'm saying? Like, get down where you won't be fucked up. The sheriffs coming there with the cowboy hats on. The people that went and told them that we are the troublemakers. And to the point I'm talking about the people that's with us. Hard-working people that don't even get into I'm talking about jacking our ass up. They take us back there, and the man who owned the club come back and he realized, oh no, they the artists. The laws they was gonna fold our ass up like a lawn chair. The man said, no man, they the such and such. So they took the handcuffs off me and Curtis first. And then we had to tell them who are with us and shit. Man, when they took us back out there, the whole club is fucked up. So the man, we had the money we just made, we had to give it back. Then the man paid one of the police officers to follow us, because they said the niggas still out there. They lurking around, they gonna shoot up they don't know which thing we in, but they say they gonna fire that motherfucker up. He said, man, I'm gonna do y'all a favor, man, because y'all did do a good show. He had 2 laws and one thing to follow us on down the road, like make sure we get on down the road. So we get down the road at a good piece. Man, I feel bad for the people that came to see the show. Curtis in that motherfucker laughing to my wood. You know what I'm saying? I'd say, man, I'm mad because they took the money back. He was like, they got us fucked up. I was like, man, you could have got these people hurt, man. You know, these people fucked up in there, but that's the type of shit you got to put your seatbelt on with this nigga, because this, we might have a good time and it might be some shit like that, but man, we could have got fucked up real. But that was just like one incident. But yeah, shit like that rocking with Curtis, man, you gonna have to put your seatbelt on, because that motherfucker might snap on some shit, might start tripping. He wild up in there that time, man. He wild out. That was one of them times I just felt bad for the people that was with us, you know what I'm saying? Because everything was going cool. And man, he holler off and hit a motherfucker with a pool stick, man. And them niggas was in that motherfucker. We didn't know all them people with that dude like that. But shit, them boys came over there like they gonna teach us a motherfucking lesson. And we was trying to get on, but they started picking up shit, like they was bringing their tables and shit over there. So it got to one point where we just had to like get down and try to protect your motherfucking dome, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I just hate when the laws came and that man took that money back. That really what got me.
I ain't know Mello was live like that. I mean, I ain't know he was live.
Oh, man, oh my God. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that nigga that'll go there with that shit, man. Out of town. We don't know nobody. We drove up one time where the Goody Mob and them, when they first was getting hot. We drove all the way up there, Georgia. Curtis walking all around. He want to go where they hang at in the night. I really want to get to a hotel. We've been hanging out for hours with these. Curtis want to go where they hang out like late night, like us. Like we grew up around here. Like, okay, let's go to Shannon's or something. I'm like, man, he that's the type of nigga he is, man. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be hanging out with them. He want to go to where the shit at, the dope spot, whatever going on, man. I'm like, that man wild, man. But that's what made me like him. That's what made me love that nigga, because he wasn't acting. after a while, you know if somebody faking. This man, that's just how this nigga is, you know what I'm saying? And he would accept me how I am. So I just accepted him how he was. And we just knew each other we had our fallouts and shit. But one thing about Big Mello, when we fall out, he would always come get me on some money shit. So I said, them niggas really love me because niggas fall out, they ain't finna try to put no money in your pocket. Man, Curtis will be pulling up. Man, I be moving places and I don't know how the hell this nigga know where I stay. You know what I'm saying? I be in a mood somewhere and don't even be told nobody. Man, that boy pull up. Dun, 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 dun. I open the door, man, fuck, you know where I stay? Who said, let's go. I got some such and such and such and such. And we'll get in the car and he know that money gonna make me change my car. I be like, man, I'm finna go do this here. You know, I hit him with that bullshit. And that boy get in the car and he'll get in the car and break me out some, man, you know what I'm saying? I be like, let's roll. And he be like, you remember that song? And so I had to start wrapping my mind around some of this shit. But like, yeah, I got you. Man, you show it, man, I got it, man. So I be trying to remember, okay, fuck, when the music come on, I remember that shit. I just want to make this money right quick, you know what I'm saying? So me and Curtis rocked a lot of shit, man. I was with Curtis right before I went and started working with the Woss Ness.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how you end up linking up with the Woss Ness.
Well, I was gonna make my rounds, man. I was gonna work with Curtis and make me some money, and then I think I was gonna go out there and rock with Biden and them. Cause me and Hump was real cool. I don't know what my plan was. I was gonna make my little rounds, but I was gonna I was gonna make sure I come back to the Clarke and rock with, Big B and Head, them my peoples and shit. But me and Mello was having that money shit, you know what I'm saying? And he started getting the bread, and then he started putting me on the back burner. And now that I'm older, I realize he had like a lot of responsibility. He had wife and kids and different shit. So sometimes shit don't pan out. And in my mind, I'm thinking how I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? So I would back up so the friendship won't get all fucked up over a few dollars. And then Jay and them was rebuilding because Big Steve had passed. So Jay had some shit cocked and had artists over there that they was gelling together. And he would give me an opportunity to come over there and spit with them and shit. The first song I ever done when I went over there, the Vibe, was on the Out of Control. It wasn't on the Beat Us the Cheaters album. It was on the Bang and Screw. And they was almost through with the album. But luckily he hit me up one night and I was with Ronnie Bookman. He hit me up and I drove out there and got on it in time, for that album. But if I wouldn't have made it, for that one, I wouldn't have never got on the Bang and Screw one. But I participated a lot on the one after that with the Deuce Out the Roof and all that. Yeah, man. But a bunch of talented people over there, man. From Boogeyman, the Head, the Boom. He had a bunch of people there, Lil Steve-O. He had some talented people over there. So I feel I like being around like iron sharpening iron, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I had to get over there.
Yeah. Man, when was the last time that you saw Big Mello? You remember that you saw him or like talked to him?
That's what I'm saying. We was going through our shit. You know what I'm saying? So that hurt it a lot, man. Cause before he passed away, I hadn't seen him probably like a week and a half. Going on like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And well, some shit happened before and somebody called me and told me he passed. And then that was just a bunch of bullshit. So that time, if people was reaching out to me, it wasn't the key people, it was just people in general. And I brushed that shit off just like the last time. I was like, man, how the fucking nigga keep calling me talking about that stupid ass shit for? I see this fool in a minute. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, his sister called and his people like that called. Hey man, that fucked me up, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of friends that passed, but that shit fucked me up because it's like I had a plan in my mind what we was gonna do. Like, we were gonna show them motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Once we got it right, we was gonna, in my mind, me and him was gonna show them, man, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, damn, I ain't gonna find nobody gonna pull up on me with no money and let me shine. Man, niggas ain't letting you do no whole song on they show. It's a real friend will pick you up. Y'all doing songs together that y'all done together, and then he let you do a whole solo song and he pay you. They don't do that. Now y'all hot. If being you hot and we making big money, we could do that. I'm talking about helping somebody up off the ground. Man, you ain't gonna find nobody to do that, man. Curtis done me like that all the time. Les Money done me like that all the time. Street Military done me like that all the time. They don't make people like that no more. Man, nigga want you to help him write songs and put an album together, and you pull up at the show to support him. The people won't even say, hey man, shout out to my partner right here. I ain't saying call you on the stage and let you spit. I'm talking about a nigga won't even say, hey man, I want to tell y'all my partner out here, man, that's where this shit then went to. So that's why it was hurting me, because I know it was if God make a miracle, but I know I wasn't going to run into nobody that rock with me like that and put me on their major shows. You know what I'm saying? Major shows, man. Curtis, I used to get mad at him because he rocked with Face. You know, him and Face tight. And me and him just got through doing this project. We finished this project. We in demand now. He say, man, I'm going to go out of town with Face. And then when I come back, push that show back for a few days. In my mind, how you going to leave from me with something we got to go do a song? And then when he came back, he broke it down to me, man. He said, man, Face, get it popping. He said, like, when you come with me and I get it popping and you get to get your shine off, he said, nigga, when I go with Face get it popping and I get to get my shine. I said, oh, because I didn't understand. You know, I'm still learning this shit, you know what I'm saying? But I had to say something. But he came back. When he came back from my time, he made me understand because he done it to me like twice. You know, we finna make our little 3,500 and all this shit. And I'm like, damn, now he holding my little bread up. But he like, nigga, when I go with Face, it go down. You know what I'm saying? And I like, what you mean? So he broke it down. He like, nigga, when I come pick you up, it go down. Especially if we got to show Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. See, you know what I'm saying? That 1,500, 2,000, you know, add it up. Because I don't waste money. So I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, okay, nigga, it makes sense now. You ain't got to keep on telling me. I understand. You know, but that's the friendship we had with the game and everything, man. Yeah, man, that Mello was hard, man. We ain't gonna find no more people like that. And I was glad when he worked with Ro. That's right when I went in another direction. But when I was hearing him working with Ro, I was like, man, that's a good vibe. You know what I'm saying? Cause Ro get down, Ro gonna make Mello get down, Mello gonna make Ro get down. So a lot of those songs they done, I'm at the highs on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's a good. Cause sometimes you won't see certain people work together. Cause they got that, you know, Ro got that I don't give a fuck shit. Mello got that I don't give a fuck shit. So I be liking to see how that shit work out when niggas pan up, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Ro, man. Ro one of the hardest ones.
Yeah, already. Man, you got anything before we close up, man?
Nah, man, I'm just glad to come over here and shout. Look,
I'm gonna have to have you come back too again, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
Just
sure,
the
man.
first one, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we family, man. I just wanted to come over here and support you, man, and you know, talk a little trash with you. You know how we do. We from the hood, Hiram Clarke, you know what I'm talking about? Sure. And shout out to everybody, man, that's doing something, man. Oh man, Don Key. I got something in store for me and Key, man, but I got a lot of shit I gotta straighten out. But I got something planned in my mind that's cocked that I would love to do with Key, man. I'm gonna get at him. Man, shout out to Flip, you know, man, Bad and Bougie Entertainment, my sister Nicole, man. I'm just shouting out people that whenever they get a chance, they always let me in and let me display my talent, you know what I'm saying? Man, shout out to the big homie JC, you know, man. SLAB Riders, JB, you know, man, you know what I'm saying? White Boy Glenn. Oh, man, I'll be here all day. But just shout out to everybody, man, that be getting it on and keeping the city popping. Slim Thug, you know, man, you know, that's always keeping this shit going, man. And keep the culture moving, man. And, you know, don't let it die. Let them know the best in Texas, man, it's us. Too Fancy. Y'all remember me, you know what I'm talking about?
Already, that's what it is, man. Too Fancy.
Yes, sir.
Donnie Houston Podcast. Hey, man, we're up out of here.
Man, you got to take
Donnie Houston.
Subscribe to the Donnie Houston Podcast, man.